Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on?
This is Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
And we are Lido Loca, and I'm here today to answer the question...
What?
Where's Jenny?
Here I am!
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, let's look. The reality is there's been a whole lot of me on the channel lately, and people are starting to get worried. There's been several comments on the videos. This would be so much better with Jenny. Where's Jenny? Tony, have you got Jenny locked up? Do we need to call the authorities?
No.
Do you have her in a pit dressed weird? So let's give a Jenny update. Jenny, why have you not been on the videos the last week or so?
Because you've been in Japan.
Yes, so the big thing that happened, if you haven't followed the channel, is that I went on a solo cruise with fellow YouTuber Don Terrace from Don's Family Vacation. We both made the journey to Asia to go on a cruise to Japan, and we took the role of solo cruiser, staying in the solo balcony category on the spectrum of the seas. Now, my commitment to you guys, to the channel, to Jenny, is to share as much of those things as possible. So it has ended up being a whole lot of Tony videos.
A whole lot of TB over there.
A whole lot of Tony videos. So it just leaves a lot of questions. I struggle with it. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. I like to put a video up every day. Jenny, with what she does with the travel, what she does with her day job, she can't be in a video every day.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle. Do you guys want Lido Loca content every day, or do you only want Lido Loca content when we can both do it? That's the balancing act. But I try to put out as much stuff as possible.
Well, and we all Lido Loca, so
yeah,
it comes out every day.
When I'm up, it's I mean, that's what we do. We put up a daily video, and we include Jenny as much as possible. So this is a special.
But they're gonna be getting a lot more of me.
Yes, so things are changing. There's big announcements on the way. Look, we've been working this for the last 3 years. I've had full-time job and YouTube as my nighttime side hustle job. I've been able to transition to make it my full-time deal, to make content for you guys on a daily basis around cruising, and I've been able to sustain a life like that, and we're trying to get Jenny to the same place.
So you can see a whole lot of me and him.
That's right. And so you will get more Jenny, but we just want to put out content on a daily basis. Sometimes it's me by myself, and I'm sure sometimes in the future it's going to be Jenny by herself. But we wanted to take this episode to focus on the lovely Jenny. Let's answer some questions. Okay. Jenny, why did you not go to Asia? Why did you not go to Japan?
So there was a couple of reasons. First reason being we had already planned out our year of cruising. And along with my day job, it was I had enough vacation time to get through that, so I couldn't put on another cruise.
So the big answer is you did not have the vacation time to go to Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Then the second reason, I know how I am when we travel, and I get a little nervous and very. I ask a million questions of Tony, which then in turn makes him a little nervous. So I'm glad that you went by yourself first, so that you know what to expect when we go back.
Yeah, so full transparency, we're not super seasoned international travelers.
Right.
We've gone to the Caribbean. This was my 10th cruise. Jenny's been on 9, and those 9 previous cruises all down to the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And in reality, that's pretty easy peasy. For this trip, I had to figure out things like visas and currency and what it means to be on an airplane for 13 hours. Right. It was a lot of extra stressors that were stressful for me. And I couldn't imagine if both of us tried to tackle that. Being inexperienced, look, we're fun and we're happy and we're go-lucky, but at the same time, we struggle when we do new things. And I could imagine after going through that experience, it was pretty stressful on me. I think it would have been pretty stressful on you.
Absolutely. And our second cruise actually was an international cruise going to Cuba.
Right.
And that was, I was really stressed out about that whole process.
Yeah.
And was it easy? Yes. Like when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, okay. But when you're standing there in customs and like they are, doing your temperature of your body, and it's just very nerve-wracking for me. But I'm excited that you have worked out the quirks, and now we can go back.
Yeah, so what we did in Cuba, nothing compared to what I went
Right.
through in this process. But now I do feel like I can go anywhere. Like I've flown almost as far as you can fly on one trip. I've gone through, and let me just say this. Customs is nerve-wracking everywhere. When I had to come back home and go through U.S. Customs, even though I'm a citizen, it was an easier process. But if you are somebody visiting the U.S., you have to have a visa, you have to go through customs, you have to get fingerprinted, all that same stuff. So when I say that it was challenging to go to China, I'm not saying that it's any more challenging anywhere you go for any. It's just foreign travel is challenging because there's a lot of extra steps
Right.
that you have to go through. And yeah, it was a little stressful when we went to Cuba, but this stepped it up a notch. So really twofold, the vacation and the fact that it was going to be challenging. So it turned out to be a fun adventure with me and Dawn, and that was part of it too. When we thought about it, when we had the discussion, how cool would it be for me and Dawn to go on this cruise, for both of us to do solo cabins, to see what it was like as a couple of dudes going to Asia.
Well, and it was also, we were able to bring everybody a solo cabin, which we wouldn't normally have done. And then now also, I get to have a girls' trip.
That's right.
Just
now, I didn't know that in the beginning, but this is what it's become. Jenny told me to go to Asia, and I guess the whole time was just so that she could get a girls' trip out of it.
No.
I'm too gullible. I'm too easily manipulated. How dare you? How dare you?
Really? Are you saying I manipulate you?
No, I'm not saying that, but it sure sounds like it when all of a sudden, whatever.
No. Listen, let's be serious. I was super excited for Tony to have a once-in-a-lifetime kind of trip.
Yeah.
To experience it also with our good friend Don. I mean, I was super excited that you were able to share that with him. And
look, it's not about me, Jenny. This is the Where's Jenny video. Let's talk about the experience of when we were apart.
it was horrible.
Yes, so that's my big takeaway. So I'm so used to cruising with Jenny, and there is a level of stress that comes with cruising with Jenny, and I'm sure Jenny will say there's a level of stress that comes with cruising with me. But even though I had less stress, I miss Jenny on this cruise.
Aww.
Now, we were super fortunate because the internet on the Spectrum of the Seas was top-notch.
It was.
And the fact that our time change was a half a day apart actually worked in our favor.
It did.
So we were able to FaceTime. We saw each other every day, right? So even though we were super sad and missing each other, when I would wake up at 6 in the morning, it would be 6 p.m. here. Mm-hmm. So I could FaceTime with Jenny. And then, you know, like by 9 a.m. when she's getting ready to go to sleep, or 10 a.m., I could see her. We would FaceTime before she would go to sleep. And then when she would wake up, like at 6 p.m., it would be 6 a.m. where I was at, or whatever. When she would wake up at 6 a.m., it would be 6 p.m. where I was at. So we stayed in constant contact.
Yeah, and I think throughout the whole process, like, I missed you like crazy. You're part of me. We're one, and it was like a big part of me was missing.
The same for me.
Right.
Same for me. So it was weird. I'm going to talk more about solo cruising after we get through the vlogs. The Asia vlogs are coming up. They're going to start really soon. But it's a little isolating. So the interesting thing on this cruise is it's an Asian cruise. There were 4,200 mainland Chinese folks on board. And even though there were announcements in English and there were a lot of things in English, it was a really Asia-centric cruise. And so Don and I didn't stay in the same room. We didn't do everything together. We planned to do some things, but we both had work to do. And so there were some really isolating moments on that cruise. Now, I enjoy being alone, but there were some times where I was just like, look, I'm by myself. I'm having trouble connecting with anybody here because of the language barrier and the cultural barrier. And it was a little isolating. So I missed you quite a bit. And like I said, it was pretty interesting. So we were able to stay in contact, which helped out quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. I think that for me during the week, it was a little easier because I was working. It was on the weekends that I had a really hard time with it.
Yeah, because you have more time.
Right.
Yeah. Here's the other crazy thing. So we've talked about this a little bit. We own both of our cars. They're older cars, and they have a lot of mileage on them. And one of the reasons why we rent cars to go cruising is because we worry about our cars breaking down. true fact, in the time that we've had these cars, we've never had where the car has broken down, really.
Right.
And it won't start. The second day of the cruise, both cars wouldn't start. Both cars wouldn't start. Like how I was sick. I was half a world apart sick because I am always around to play the Prince Charming to come to Jenny's rescue, and I'm on the FaceTime with my poor girl, and neither car will start. I felt so helpless. Fortunately, it was both of them were just battery issues. We got the battery fixed up, but there were like 4 hours there where I just was sick. Like I was like, wow, was this trip even the right choice to make? But life is not without obstacles, and wow, it was sad.
It was sad, and it made me realize like how much I do rely on you to help walk me through stuff sometimes. And you know, I'm glad that one of our good friends came over to the rescue to help me, followed me to the AutoZone and
got you fixed up.
Yeah, because he was very concerned too that you weren't here, so he just wanted to make sure I was okay.
It's good to have
and
good
your
friends.
Behalf.
Yeah. So, really, we just wanted to come on here, talk a little bit about our experience when we were gone, and answer the question, where's Jenny? Look,
here I am.
She's perfectly safe. It's just all the content that we have right now is a little me-centric because of this trip that I just took, and of course I do the news updates and stuff like that. So,
and quite honestly, who wouldn't want to see Tony B?
Well, I mean...
Just saying.
Thank you, Jenny. That's very kind. But there has been a few people out there like, where's the girl? We want to see the girl, which I understand because I like to see the girl too. So it makes sense. But I don't know, Jenny. So you're good?
I'm great.
You're not here under any duress?
No.
This isn't a Stockholm Syndrome where I've kidnapped you and made you fall in love with me over the years.
Okay.
I did kind of...
Listen, guys, I am from New York.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, I don't know.
But you did put a spell on me. I'm just saying.
I put a spell on you. All right, guys. What have we learned here?
You were my Prince Charming.
That's right. I'm the knight in shine. Does everybody know where Jenny is?
Here I am.
Leave a comment below. I know it's hard when you don't see us together, but I hope the daily content is worth it. Now I need some encouragement. You guys are playing with my ego a little bit. Do you like the daily uploads? Even if it doesn't include Jenny, leave a comment below. Or do I need to just hang up my camera?
No.
Too old to be this insecure. All right. Thank you guys for stopping by. This is Tony.
And I'm Jenny. Here I am. And we are back together.
And we are Lido Loca. And until the next time.
We'll see you on the Lido.
We'll see you on the Lido.
Bye.